you don't get a full swing because you're kind of sliding around, right?
What do you mean a full
That's
swing?
why
Like
they
being
grab.
able to
When you
punch
watch them,
people?
they grab the
Oh.
jersey and they pull it over their head, right? There's techniques to this, right, Brett?
Yeah.
What,
Yeah.
fighting on the ice?
Hawaii thing, whoa, it's a Hawaii thing.
Hey, how's it going? Welcome to It's a Hawaii Thing. You got Lanai, and that's Brooke Lee. Don't get us
Hi.
confused. We got a very special guest
So
today
excited.
on the show. I'm excited because I'm going to my first hockey game.
Well, this will help you
Yeah.
out tremendously.
And I can't watch it on television, but I heard I can watch it live. It's better to watch
Why
it live.
can't you watch it on television?
It's too slow.
Oh.
Yeah, this guy's been a two-time Olympian.
Okay.
Played for 17 years in the National Hockey League. Do you like this? Should I say who he's married to?
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't hurt.
He's married to Kristine Yamaguchi. He's also the voice of the Suns, ladies and gentlemen. It's Bret Hedican.
Woo!
San Jose Sharks. I'm sorry. San Jose Sharks. You're
As
the voice
opposed
of.
to the what?
Phoenix Suns. I don't know why I said the Suns.
What is the Phoenix
How are you,
Suns?
Brett?
Good. You know what? Hey, thanks for having me on. It's an honor to be on with you guys, Lanai and Brooke, and just looking forward to talking to you guys.
He's honorary Kamina.
You
They
s-
got married here.
You sound like a newscaster or a sports guy.
Well, I guess, I do a little bit of that on the side now. I do some broadcasting. Yeah, you're right, for the San Jose Sharks. But yeah, I'm better known as Mr. Yamaguchi.
No,
So you're
come on,
absolutely right.
Brett. Come on.
You played 17 years hockey. What team? How many teams?
I started with the St. Louis Blues and then went to the Vancouver Canucks, Florida
You were at
Panthers.
Vancouver? When
Wow.
was
Yes.
this? What year?
Well, that's when really how Kristi and I re-met. We met at the Olympic Games in '92, but then 3 years after the Olympic Games in '92, I met her when I was playing for the Vancouver Canucks. So I spent like 6.5 years up there in Vancouver, then Florida, then Carolina, and then 1 year in Anaheim.
And who did you win the cup with? Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, a lot of fun. Carolina Hurricanes had a great
Carolina
Oh, I
Hurricanes.
remember this era. This was the beard era, was it not?
Yeah.
They
Well,
were
like when
all
you
wearing-
the whole tradition, Brooke,
Yeah.
the tradition is when you start the playoffs,
Right.
you stop shaving.
Yeah.
Right.
And then, 2.5 months of playing hockey, running for the Stanley Cup, your beard gets to grow
Yeah.
quite a bit. And usually if you win the cup, that beard looks like mine did, which
Yeah.
is pretty long.
Yeah, I mean,
pretty
he was
long.
biblical.
We got to
Like,
get
it was
send us a
biblical.
picture of that so we can throw it up
Okay.
during this. So wait, I got
All
some
right.
questions for you about the cup. Is it true that this cup gets stolen and people put beer in it and drink out of it and it gets passed around and they got to go look for it again?
Well, it maybe in the early days it may have gotten stolen. Now they actually have a cup keeper that
do
comes
they?
with the white gloves.
Oh.
They bring it, they follow it, they're keeping an eye on it. You're not taking that thing anywhere. That guy would come down on you pretty hard. And the tradition, but yeah, I think there's like 14 beers you can put in the top of the cup and drink
Right.
out of it. And
You
when you
sound
have
pretty
the cup,
comfortable saying that. Is that like by experience or?
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, he did it
But-
1 year.
Okay, cool, cool.
yeah, you put everything in there. We actually
Okay.
had cereal in it in the morning after it was cleaned, obviously.
Yeah,
that's so
that's the way to go.
cute.
Now, Brett, what position did you play?
I played defense.
Okay, and for people who don't know about hockey, just a quick overview. How many players and what does defense mean?
Okay, yeah. So there's 5 players on each side, a goaltender. So that's 6 total that are on the ice. And typically there's 2 defensemen and 3 forwards.
Okay.
Defenseman is a left defenseman, right defense, and then the forwards are the left wing, the centerman, and the right wing. So those are the 5 players, and then 1 goaltender.
Okay, and you're not allowed to score? Or
Oh
only
yeah,
you can
defenseman
score. Everyone can score. Okay,
Anybody can score.
All
Yep.
right.
And
So it's like
my
Quidditch.
job is
It's Quidditch.
I don't know what
Yeah.
Quidditch is.
It's basically
Yeah,
Harry
Harry
Potter,
Potter.
but
Oh,
they do
yeah.
it in the air. This is on the ice.
I finally watched the first Harry Potter movie, and I heard you're a big Harry Potter fan.
Well, for our foundation, Kristi's foundation is always dream, and we actually do a lot of work in Hawaii. But we are all about children's
and
literacy.
reading books
Yeah, okay.
and
And
literacy.
reading.
That's
So
Got
we
it.
always kind of put I read all the Harry Potter series to my daughters as they
Right.
were, just really young, and I just fell in love with J.K. Rowling's and her creativity. It's amazing.
The gazillionaire. Now going
Yeah.
going back to hockey, which one of those guys is the enforcer? Do they still do that?
What's the enforcer mean?
When I first came into the league, Lanai, there was a lot of enforcers. There's probably 4 or 5 on every team. Now there's maybe not even 1 sometimes. But,
Really?
Yeah, the game has changed a lot. People think of hockey as this, dropping the gloves all the time and fighting, and there's really not. It happens once in a while. And I would say this, the reason why it happens is that, our heart rates go between, 150 and 220 in a 45-second shift.
Yeah.
So the hockey shift is 45 seconds to a minute and 15, and you're going full throttle. Somebody hits you, your adrenaline's going, and sometimes, the gloves come off. And in our sport, you can fight, and then you go into the penalty box for 5 minutes. They call it 5 for fighting.
Oh, 5 for fighting.
Wow.
Now, you're a good-looking guy. How many teeth have you lost?
Well, thank you for the compliment. Good thing it's through Zoom. I've had about 250 stitches in my face.
Oh my God.
5 broken noses. I lost a tooth in the back. I have a broken jaw here. Yeah, I have a plate here in my face. I broke my jaw real bad one night.
Is it mandatory now you have to wear a face covering? Because back in the day, no one even wore a helmet.
What?
Yeah.
In the early days, Brooke, you didn't have to wear a helmet. But when I came into the league, there was probably 1 or 2 guys that didn't have a helmet. Everybody else had helmets. Now, when you come into the league, you have to wear a half shield.
Yeah.
Oh.
Half
So
shield.
just to cover your eyes.
And like a mouth guard or something?
Some guys wear mouth guards, some guys don't.
Crazy.
Yeah, I wear a mouth guard.
We gotta take a quick break, Brett. Don't go anywhere. Where it's a Hawaii
So
thing.
violent.
We'll be right back. I love this sport. Bringing you what matters. Viewers can receive the Star Advertiser digital full access subscription for just $9.95 per month. Go to staradvertiser.com and click on subscribe. Use the code AHI THING. Welcome back to It's a Hawaii Thing. We're hanging out with Bret Hedican. Is it Hedican with an N?
Yes.
I got it right.
Okay.
Yes. Talking hockey. You know what? I have always wanted to go to a hockey game, and I finally get to go to one. And you've been playing for 17 years. That's pro. How long have you been playing before that?
Oh, this is good.
Well, just like Kristi, we started skating pretty young. I was 4 or 5 years old. I grew up in Minnesota.
Oh,
so
okay.
that's kind of what you do. The lakes freeze over. We have the land of 10,000 lakes. There's water frozen everywhere. And so when you grow up in Minnesota, you just put skates on and off you go. That's pretty much how it works.
Minnesota's where they make Spam.
Really?
That is.
Home of the Spam.
Is it?
Yeah, when we won the food truck race.
Right.
If you go to the Spam Museum in Minnesota, me and my brother's pictures on the entrance.
You're kidding me. I'm going to check it out.
Yeah, that's my only claim to fame.
Oh, no, it's not. But okay. That's a thing.
Okay,
That's a bucket list thing.
Going back to hockey, you got pretty busted up.
Don't look like it.
Who was your favorite player growing up?
Wayne Gretzky was probably one of my favorite players growing up. I mean, he's obviously the most notable that people, the name that a lot of people would recognize.
Totally.
But I've had a chance to meet him several times, since not only playing against him at the end of his career, the beginning of mine, but beyond, when I retired, and he's been retired for a long time as well. But I've met him through just bumping into him here and there. And I'm going to tell you, I wouldn't have wanted a better ambassador for our sport than Wayne Gretzky. He's just the most humble, the most caring, a guy that went out of his way to come over and say hello to me. And I'm just one of those guys that, I would never expect him to even know who I was, but he came over, asked me how I'm doing, how's Kristi doing, knew about my family. I mean, this is a guy that I just was blown away at his caring of every player in the league and just the ambassador he is.
That's awesome.
I mean,
That's
can we
good to
take
hear.
it in for a second, though, that you played on the ice with him when you were beginning and he was on? Like, that's pretty...
That's heavy.
That's iconic.
Yeah.
Like, that's like saying you played with, like, all of those football player type
The
people.
great.
It's like
One of the greatest in the world.
You were on the same
GOAT.
field.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, I'm really fortunate. When I came into the game, I got a chance to play against a lot of the greats. And even today, when you look at some of the players that are still in the game today, or just, maybe retiring right around now, I've had a chance to play against. So I'm really lucky to, first of all, to be a pro athlete for as long as I was was an honor. And I really enjoy just, being a part of that fraternity of saying, hey, I'm a pro athlete. Because I know one thing, it's not easy. People just think that you show up. And you become a pro athlete and it was just luck. I mean, man, every guy that's on that ice took a lot of care in the way they trained and how professionally they were. So I was real proud to be a part of that league for a long time.
And I always say hockey is the toughest sport out of all of them because you have to learn how to skate. You have to learn how to box. You have to learn how to hit a puck that's like, how heavy is that? 50 pounds?
It's just a little disc.
It's just a little disc.
A little disc, yeah, but it's how heavy? It's heavy. It's not
you're
light.
You're thinking of curling.
No, how heavy is it? 5 pounds?
You're thinking curling.
Is it 5 pounds?
No, it's probably not even a pound. It's just a little.
It's a little
I'll send you
disc.
one.
Okay, let me throw it at your face, and we'll see how heavy that is.
That's true.
That's my point, right?
Yeah,
you
when
can
it's
get hit by a
flying,
football in your face. That's soccer ball. hockey puck.
Yeah.
You're losing
I
teeth.
can't believe people didn't have like gear on back in the day.
No, that's what I mean. It's a tough one.
That thing
I
is
don't. I don't
crazy.
understand the craziness of a goalie. Like, how crazy are those guys?
Crazy. Well,
How stupid
You know,
are they?
it's funny because they actually have their own personality type. You
I
know,
would
Yeah.
you're
assume
like
so.
you walk in a locker room and you go, "There's the two goalies." Even if you didn't know who they were, they're like, "Those are the goalies."
That's
a lot
hilarious.
of-
So you're married to the great Kristine Yamaguchi. You guys obviously both are on skates. How do you meet? Like, did you go to one of her things? What, the Olympics? How did you guys meet?
Yeah, we met at the Olympic Games in 1992 originally. That was her Olympics where she won her gold.
That was a good year.
Oh, very good year for her. But I remember meeting her at the opening ceremony. She came over, and this little tiny, Japanese American figure skater came over, and she loves hockey. She was a San Jose Shark season ticket holder.
Yep.
And she walked over and took a photo with all of us hockey players. Well, three and a half years later, I'm in Vancouver, as I mentioned earlier, playing for the Canucks. And they hired Kristi and Kurt Browning to skate at the opening of the new building in Vancouver.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, and so I went over and introduced myself to her and said, "Hey, I met you at the Olympic Games in 1992 at opening ceremonies. I just wanted to say hello to a fellow American Olympian." Well, she went home the next day, and sure enough, she looked at her photographs, and there I was. I was in one of her photographs. From Olympic.
So the Olympic Village is, the Olympic Village. Is it true? Is that where you guys hooked up to the Olympic Village?
No.
We never hooked up there.
So
Look at Brooke.
tawdry.
Is it true though, the Olympic Village, what they say it is?
Well, it wasn't for me. It wasn't like that. And we had all the hockey players were in one village up in Maribel. And then I think Kristi and a lot of the other skaters and a lot of the other Olympians were downtown Albertville in another location. So we didn't have that experience back when I played in my first Olympic Games.
Yeah.
I had a
And she was winning a gold that
Wait,
year.
we
Yeah.
have to
busy.
take a break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more It's a Hawaii Thing. For all your money needs, Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union is here for you. Visit hificu.com. Long's Drugs is always here for Hawaii, providing your family with their local favorites, accessible health and wellness services to keep you safe and healthy. Make Long's a part of your day.
Windows Hawaii. Trust Windows Hawaii.
Welcome back to It's a Hawaii Thing. We're talking about the Olympic Village with Bret Hedican, and I had on my cooking show, I had 2 Olympians from the COVID Olympics in Japan, and they said the Olympic Village was off the rocker because there was nobody around. So they were all kind of.
Oh, there's no spectators.
There was
there's
nobody
no, like, there's
around.
not a lot
Yeah,
of
and
height.
everybody was kind of in their own bubble,
World,
right?
right.
So there was a lot of sneaking around from one village to the next.
Well, to put
It was
I'll
also
just say this.
summer. It's summer games.
Yeah.
It's different too,
Yeah.
I think. Maybe, I don't know.
Well, the other thing, one thing to put in perspective, if you've been driving your whole life on one goal to become an Olympian,
Yeah.
and then you go and you perform, and all of a sudden now you're done with your competition, and you still got another week or two of the
Yeah.
Olympic Games you can enjoy. Think of that focus it took for that long. All of a sudden, now you don't have any responsibility.
Yeah.
You're ready to break loose. So
Testosterone is
Yeah.
flowing. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what
So
they
I-
said. Pretty amazing. So how did you get into the broadcasting side of it?
Well, it's funny. After I retired from the NHL, I came out to California, and I never played for the San Jose Sharks. Didn't know much about this area where Kristi was from, Fremont, California, in Northern Cal, and Comcast, Sportsnet California, the Bay Area, station that takes care of the 49ers, the Warriors, and everybody. They asked Kristi and I to come in and do an interview. Hey, what are these local professional retired athletes doing now? And we did this interview, and like 2 days later, they called me and said, "Hey, would you be interested in doing some, pre and post game for the Sharks?" And my
Nice.
immediate response was no. I want to just
Oh.
break it down. But Kristi was the one
Right.
that said, "Hey, maybe you should just get out of the house a couple days a week."
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
And
So are you
that's
doing-
kind of how it started.
Are you doing color? What are you doing for the
Yeah.
Shark? You doing color?
Yep. I do color. I do color on TV, and I do color a little bit on radio as well once in a while.
And then do you
Okay.
like it now that you've been doing it for a while? Is it like,
You know what, Brooke, I thanks for asking. Yeah, I do. It's
Yeah.
been something that I've really been able to still be passionate about the game of hockey. I'm not down on the ice getting my teeth knocked out or all these other things. I can be up top and I'm still a player, so I have to keep that in my head when I'm watching a guy make a mistake or do something that's great. You can call both of those things out and try to be as honest and as authentic as you can. And I'm hoping I'm doing that for the Shark fans.
Man, that's a tough gig. I wanted to do color for volleyball. I played volleyball in college, but I wanted to do color later, and I went and sat in the booth, and I thought, this is tough, man. And then I used to watch Al Michaels and for NFL, what's his name? Madden. And I thought, okay, if Madden can do it that style, then maybe I should do it, more that style. But then there's only one of him.
Yeah, there's only one of him.
But you got a great voice for it and a great look.
I think Kristi saw that you were in the game for so long that it's like it's hard to walk away from something, but like if you can keep your toe in it and like kind of keep your in the groove of it, that it helps you sort of not transition, but like then you can kind of still keep those juices flowing.
You're still in the brotherhood.
Yeah, and able to
you're
give
right,
back.
Brooke. I think the transition, you're right. It's not easy. I mean, I was ready to retire.
Right. But
It's still hard to take that, to get away from it and to be able to say, you're no longer that athlete.
Because it's a huge part of your identity.
17 years.
You pour all your energy in it.
What's the season like for hockey? Like how many games do they play and what's the off season? How many months are you off?
Well, think of the NBA basketball. It's identical. 82 games.
That's a lot of wear and tear, boy.
Yep. And then 4 rounds in the playoffs. So,
wow.
You have the 3 rounds and then the finals. That's, in rounds of 7. So
yes,
round 1, round 2, round 3, then the Stanley Cup final is another game, round 7. That's a long time that'll take you to get all the way to the end. So not only 82 games preseason, and then you've got, 2 months of, going for the Stanley Cup.
High performance.
Is it 60 minutes? How long is a game?
You have 3 periods of 20 minutes.
Oh, 3 of 20.
Yeah,
okay.
but they feel like 60. Come on.
Yeah.
No, come on.
Well, and how many guys you got 5 playing, but how many guys do you carry on a team? Is it 12, 13?
20
20 guys.
So 2 goaltenders and 18 skaters.
Yeah. And how many times are people rotating? It just depend. Is it 1 guy at a time? 5 guys at one time?
Usually there's 6 defensemen and there's only 3 left defensemen. If I was a left defenseman and the coach said, "Hey, Heady, my nickname's Heady, you're up next," I'd be saying, "Hey, I got the guy on the left side," whoever that player was. And when he comes off the ice, I'm going on for him. And it might be between 45 seconds and a minute 15.
Okay.
Dang.
Yeah. So pretty quick, pretty fast sprinting.
What's the most damage, your back or your knees?
Probably my worst injury was probably my right hip. Yeah.
You guys are wearing pretty thick pads too, right? So how much weight are you skating with?
Well, most guys are between 185 and 225 pounds, somewhere in there. I played about 218, 220. And so, but with the gear on and everything, it's, it can get wet too, that gear by the end of the game. I mean, it's probably 10, 12, 15 pounds of gear.
Yeah, I heard that smells horrible. We're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. Brett is hanging out with us. It's a Hawaii thing. We'll be right back. Air and Sea Travel Center. Best group tours throughout the world. Let's go travel and see the world to make beautiful memories. Call 808-951-9800 today. At Aloha Kia, you know a guy. Visit us at our 7 dealerships statewide. Purchase a brand new Kia using Aloha Kia Express. Purchase at alohakia.com. Homeworld, locally owned and quality brands. Let us help you create your perfect home. Welcome back to It's a Hawaii Thing. You got Lanai, Brooke, Bret Hedican. Heady. I'm just gonna call you Heady.
Yeah, Heady.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're retired playing hockey, but you're in the booth, but you're also got a little side gig hustle going on. What are you working on?
Well, I did this little. I made a bunch of backpacks for a bunch of guys I go fishing with every year, and I really got the idea from when I was a kid. I got all these patches. And every season I played on tournaments, I played in hockey, all these hockey things I did. And I had it all over my jacket. But then when you grow out of the jacket, my mom luckily took all those patches off, put it on a quilt, and I still have it.
Aww.
Well,
Nice.
that inspired me to do these backpacks for my buddies that I go fishing with. I created these backpacks, and I put their name on it. I put the American, the Canadian flag, and I put a bunch of other patches on it, and I gave it to these guys. And then every year when we go fishing, that once a year, I hand patches out at night for dinner. And so now these backpacks,
that's cool.
now these backpacks kind of look all fun and they tell stories.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. And you can see I've got just all of the patches that mean something to me. And that's kind of how it all started. So, I've kind of took it to the next level. I've got an ukulele case. I don't have any patches on this one, but this is ready to receive as many patches as you can fit on this whole part here.
Right.
But it's really beautiful. The local Gentry Malibu shirts, and I'm hoping both those stores will be carrying all my bags.
The local Gentry, by the way, is on the island of Lanai. How did you
Weird,
get it
right?
there? Of
Weird.
all places, how did you get it there?
Jenna, the owner, is a friend of one of my friends. She did the introduction, and she absolutely loved the bags and the patches that I've created, and she can't wait. So probably around Christmas holiday season.
So you can get the bag yourself, and then you can buy the patches separately to go on the bag. So they'll be
That's
like
right.
Hedican approved type of patches that you are going to be offering.
Yeah, you'll
Okay.
have a bunch of different patches that you can buy that'll be offered there with the
Got
bags.
it.
And then if let's say you have patches at home,
Yeah, you want to
that you've never-
personalize,
Yeah.
right?
and you want to put some Velcro on the back of them, I'll show people how to do that on my website.
Cool.
What's the website address?
It'll be HeadyGear.com. So
Oh.
HEDI gear.com.
Now, are your girls still involved? They were doing some merch too. Are your girls still involved?
Well, one's off to college this year for the first
Mm-hmm.
year, UCLA, and then my younger one's going to junior in high school. So they're running hard, but they did a little bit of entrepreneurial T-shirts and things as well. So it's been fun to watch them kind of keep growing.
Yeah.
Oh, look at Brooke is repping it. That's so cool.
Repping it hard.
I'm always in San Francisco. I do pop-up dinners. You got to come to one of my
Oh,
dinners.
you're going to love it.
I would love
Brett.
that.
You would
Absolutely.
love it.
And I want to come see a San Jose game.
I'll have you up in the booth. You can put the headset on. You
Oh,
can listen to
that'd be
us
awesome.
call
He's
the
like
game.
an alley cat, bro.
That would
Once
be
you
awesome.
invite him, he's
Yeah.
like gonna be there.
I got it.
100%.
I got invited to a University of Hawaii game. This is like 20 years. I used to go to all the games, but my friends call the games, and they asked me to come in the booth because they wanted me. June Jones, I don't know if you know who he is. We wanted to try the Dennis Miller thing. You remember Dennis Miller? They put him in the
course.
booth.
Yeah.
He was the fourth voice.
Yeah.
He would call it
Yeah.
like a fan.
Oh.
Yeah, and it was really funny.
Except he's a stand-up
Yeah.
comedy person, and so are you.
Yeah,
So
so I do stand up. So we tried it once, and I got
Booed?
intimidated. No,
Oh.
I didn't get. It was just intimidating to be with three guys that you grew up listening to
Oh.
watching football. You
so
know
you
what I
couldn't
mean?
be funny. It was hard
Yeah,
to be funny.
it's hard to be funny.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't want to step over the line. You know.
All right.
Anyway, that's
Cool.
so cool. So
We got gifts.
Yes, we have some parting gifts for you because you were such a
Okay.
good guest.
Oh, please. Come on.
Awesome.
He's always a
Yeah.
good guest. So
Let
we
me
got
wrap it.
88 tees. So we're going to be giving you some T-shirts. We got a bougie bottle, which I don't think your wife got when she was on the show. We didn't have them as a
Whoa.
sponsor. So we got a lovely water bottle. She'll probably steal it. But there's some chips from Hawaii Chip Company. Share that with her.
She's definitely going to steal those.
100%. There's Many Hoonie Max, which I know is her fave. So we got you some pineapple snows this time instead of the milk chocolate. And then some stuff with like the furikake mix, all of that local stuff you guys love. So that's all
love it.
coming your way. That's all coming your way.
When's the last time you were in Hawaii, Brett?
Just not this summer, but last summer. We come there every year. We have a place in Maui. So and then
Yeah.
we're in Oahu a lot because she does a lot with the foundation. We work with a lot of schools in
That's
Oahu.
right.
so-
That's right. I remember she was here. Well, next time you come, make sure you stop by and say hi. We'd love to take you out to lunch or something.
88 tees.
I can't wait. Can't wait to see you guys.
And then you can
Congratulations.
bring your ukulele bags. in
Yes,
person.
congratulations on all your success. Make sure you guys check them out. Go to the extended version on
We're gonna go to
YouTube to
YouTube.
watch the rest of this.
He's not
this
gonna
interview.
swear.
We'll see you guys next time. Ahui ho.
Aloha.
Welcome back to It's
We're
a Hawaii
back.
Thing, the extended version on YouTube. We're hanging out with
Gotta show 'em the
Bret here, Olympian. He's the voice of the San Jose Sharks. He's a ukulele bag maker. Are you going to be selling the backpacks too?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
the backpacks and the
Yeah,
bags.
that's why it's Hedican, it's like going to be a whole line, like
Right.
Martha Stewart, but
Yeah. I'm gonna go buy one.
dude.
I'm gonna buy one tonight. I've been looking for a backpack. that's
Really?
why. Yeah. Is it a big
Well,
one?
No, they're nice size. Well, you know what though? What I'll do is once they're ready, they're on their way. I'll have them by the holiday season. I'll send you one personally.
How are you going to make a decision about what kind of patches you're going to, that's going to
You know
become your
what?
obsession.
I am
How are
gonna
you going to
make-
find all the patches?
I am gonna make an It's a Hawaii Thing patch and a Hawaii patch.
Ooh, for him to put on
We
the
should.
thing?
Yeah. And I want to hook you up with
The UH
You know
people?
what? We should hook them up with them, but also with 88 Tees.
Oh, 88 Tees would be a good
They
one
have
for
a
a
ton of
patch.
patches there.
Do they have patches?
They have old collectible patches there.
Oh, that I didn't know.
Wow.
Yes.
Love that. Yeah.
But
I would
how are
love
you going to
that.
pick your patches? Are you going to create patches? Are you collecting patches to be in your line? How does this work?
Yeah, I do both, Brooke. I do, create patches. I
Right.
also license patches from other people like Malibu Shirts. Denny Moore, the guy who owns the Malibu Shirts, the
Yeah.
company, just a great guy. He's developed a bunch of patches that he's been selling for years. We're going to
Okay.
make those with Velcro so they can be
Right.
on the back of the bag.
Yeah.
Got
But I
it.
work with licensed partners, rock and roll
Yeah.
to jazz to,
Wow.
sports teams to just, movies, all those different
It's
types of things.
unlimited, really.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're brilliant. That's brilliant.
Yeah, you can do all kinds
This
of
is going
different.
to be like more than a side hustle. This is going to become a thing.
Well, you know what? I think the one thing about it, Brooke, is like our moments in our life, there's a certain moments in our life that change us and moments that make us who we are. And I think it's okay to have a few patches on your bag that were from moments that changed you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very
And I
true.
think that's kind of what this is all about for me. I want the bags when people have them and the patches that are on their bags to really reflect some of those things that they really
Yeah.
meant a lot to them in their life.
Because I think they're underrated.
Well, in the 80s, remember they used to put them on jeans jackets.
Yeah.
Or in the 70s and 60s, the hippies used to do it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like a charm bracelet.
Yeah.
Like you can't always wear
For
a
sure.
charm bracelet.
Yeah.
But if you have it on your bag,
Yeah.
then it's kind of telling people a little bit about who you are.
You know what I just did? I have one of those Rimowa suitcases. You know, the Japanese
yeah.
So
suitcases.
bougie.
And no, it's just a good one.
It's expensive.
Well,
Go ahead.
people buy cheap suitcases every year.
Yes.
I didn't buy one for 10 years because I got a good one. So it came out to the same price.
Right.
Anyway, I just bought online a flag of every country that I visited.
Ooh.
And I'm going to stick it on the Rimowa.
Oh, the stickers on the thing.
Yeah.
Like a travel trunk.
Right. So it's like a,
Steamer case like they did back in the
a
day.
star for each place. That's a good one too.
Nice.
A flag of every city or state
Oh,
that you play in.
Absolutely. We got some flags on this one. I've only got the American flag and the Olympic
Oh,
flag.
look
you
at him
go.
flexing with the Olympic.
Yeah.
You got the Sharks there.
There you go. The sharks.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah. Hey, did you know that San Jose has like the third largest population of Filipinos?
I can see
I
that.
did not know that.
Yeah. Do you ever go to Japantown in San Jose?
I do. We
What
love
a-
it. We
what
go
a
there quite a
great
bit.
spot.
He's married
for
to a
food.
Yamaguchi.
No,
so.
I know, but they're
Okay.
I just wanted to know. I'm trying to make conversation.
Well, I'm just saying he's a Yamaguchi.
Yeah.
And even the one in
family.
San Francisco is great. Japantown in
Love
San
San
Francisco is
Francisco's,
terrific.
yeah.
Yeah.
Go there a lot as well.
We do.
How often are you in the city? Do you go watch any other sports?
Oh yeah, I love the Warriors. I love the 49ers. Amazingly, I was a Minnesota, grew up in Minnesota, but I grew up watching Ronnie Lott,
Yeah.
Joe
Yeah.
Montana, Jerry Rice. I
Yeah,
mean, they
that
were my
was the
team
era.
back in the day. Yeah.
And now he calls
So
them
it's-
friends.
Yeah.
Just dropping that right there.
Yeah.
And now
Ronnie
they're
Lott
friends.
got to know him and Joe
Yeah.
Montana, just unbelievable guys I've got to know here, and lucky enough because Kristi, she knows everybody in this darn
Right.
town. So
But it's such a small town. People it's a
Yes.
big city, but it's
Yeah.
literally like a Hawaii.
Yeah.
Everybody knows each other.
You remember that club San Jose Live? Used to be a sports bar. It was like 2 stories.
I don't know.
There was a
Really?
boxing
That-
ring in the middle.
There was
yeah.
a boxing ring?
oh
Yeah.
man, I'm gonna check that out. Is that downtown?
No, it's gone now.
Oh.
It used to.
Okay.
It's like an old school spot. Anyway, I used to work at Wild 94.9. You know that radio station in San
Okay,
Francisco.
yeah.
So I used to host every Friday night in that spot.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, and downtown San Jose was just kind of. This was 98, 99.
It was not the San Jose
started
it is
booming. It
today.
just started booming, and they would have all these lowrider cruises that on Friday night. You know, like all the
The
lowrider
cholos.
trucks and
Yeah.
yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
was that
spent a-
K Fox? Was that a rock and roll station? What was that?
No, Wild 94.9. Remember,
Yeah.
it used to have the Doghouse and
Okay.
it was R&B and hip hop.
Oh.
Nice.
Yeah.
Because he did leave Hawaii for a hot second, and then
Yeah.
he was on the mainland, and that's where he landed.
So I know a lot about San Jose for
Yeah.
sure.
But it was not the San Jose it is now.
No.
This was pre-internet,
Yeah,
all of
for
that
sure.
money, all of that stuff.
for sure.
Now San Jose's.
What do you like to do in the off season?
Well, for me, it's like golf. I love golfing in the off season, and I do some martial arts. Kristi's actually doing some martial arts with me and some
Wow.
kung fu.
What?
So, can you believe this, Brooke? Yeah.
Was this a pandemic situation, or?
Well, I've been doing it about 5 years, so
Right.
maybe just before the pandemic. But then Kristi started doing it about maybe 2 years ago. Now she's like a purple belt.
What?
In,
Oh,
yes.
This is a Dancing with the Stars
Wow.
thing. She gets hyper focused on something, and then
I know.
she's going to be in the Olympics.
Yeah.
You see what I'm
know.
saying? It's like when she goes down rabbit holes, you have to step out
You
of
go
the way.
100% all the way?
She gets to some next level.
I'm kind of
How good a dancer was she, Brooke? Huh?
Dude, like
Oh.
I've known her a long time, and I've never seen that Kristi before. before in competition,
yeah.
Kristi. And when we were there and watching her film and she was backstage warming up, it was like, you do not want to be in 100-mile radius of that laser beam because she's coming to kill. Sweetest girl on the planet. But if you get in between her and that cup, God bless you. Good luck.
Yeah, she competes, right?
Like,
she
she's
competes at a high
no joke.
level.
Like, do not take her for granted. That is America's sweetheart until.
Can't piss her off.
Until she wants something, get out of her way.
Do you guys ice skate together?
Oh, it's fun. You know what we used to all the time, but now like we're both retired and like we don't ever even pick up our skates. You can't even find her skates anymore. It's like they're in the garage somewhere. Yeah, Kristi's skates are somewhere on a rack, and mine are probably on another rack.
You don't miss getting on the ice?
You know, I think I do a little bit, but you know what? Both of us took our sport to the absolute end.
Yeah.
And I think when you've done that, you can kind of just say, okay, this was a chapter in my life, and I'm able to put it away. Yeah. And I think Kristi's the same way.
Yeah. And they've got every cutting edge joke been told to them, every like toe pick, every like single like reference to that movie ever. They've had to hear their entire relationship.
I would have loved to see both of you do what do they call it? Couples skating pair, when you're the guy and the girl and you throw her around and stuff.
Yeah, I don't
and
think
you
that
skate
ever.
together.
I mean,
we have done a few of those things, but I know they do a show up in Canada. That's it's like Dancing with the Stars.
On ice.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You guys didn't want to. They didn't ask you.
They asked us. It just never fit into our timing what we could do. But because I'm doing the broadcasting, it's just never worked out. But you know, I think it's something we probably would consider long term.
Right.
How are the Sharks looking for this next season?
You know what? They've missed the playoffs for 3 consecutive seasons, but after like 20 years where they made the playoffs, 14 of them, and they went to a Stanley Cup final, they're kind of rebuilding. And I think they're at a point where, you know, when you take a good run for as many years trying to go for the cup, you kind of get depleted with, you know, draft choices and whatnot. Right. So now they're kind of starting to restock the cupboards with younger guys and younger players. So I would another few years of that before they're back in the mix.
Is the business like basketball, baseball, or any football? What's the business like for hockey?
It's just like basketball. I would say the NBA. And out of all those sports you mentioned, we're number 4. I mean, you know, NFL is number 1. It's a $1 billion industry. You know, Major League Baseball is probably number 2. NBA 3, and then hockey's number 4. Yeah. But you know, we know where we are. Our sport's getting better and better. The players are getting more obviously diverse, which I think is terrific for our game. We get players from all around the world. We're not just North America.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Sweden,
cool
Finland, Czech Republic. We've got players from everywhere around the world, which is really exciting.
That's awesome. Is it getting faster? You know, like the other sports are getting faster?
You know what? The top end players that I played with were as fast as the guys today.
Oh, okay.
The difference between today and when I played, you have every player is fast.
Yeah.
Where, you know, back when I played, you probably had out of the 20 skaters, 18 of the skaters, 2 are goaltenders, 18 of them, I'd say you'd have, you know, half of those guys fast.
Yeah.
And the other half probably not so much. Today, you've got every player in the league can skate at a high level.
Is that a technology thing and just sort of like people are just training up like in a different way now? And so everyone's like.
I'm sure, just like fighting, like UFC. I bet you if we were talking about this a couple months ago, I bet you hockey would be much more, popular if there were more, what was the word? The fighters, the protector of the team.
Oh, the enforcers,
Yeah, if they would highlight the enforcers.
Yeah, I know there's a balance, right? Because there's so many people that hate fighting, and then there's a lot of people that only like to go to hockey games to see a fight, right?
Yeah,
it's interesting.
You guys get penalized, don't they get penalized?
Yeah, they get 5 minutes to get in the penalty box.
Right.
Time out.
You're not supposed to. Fighting's bad.
Wait, so wait, I forgot. I wanted to ask you this question: if say 2 guys fight on one team and they both go in the penalty box, so that leaves you with what, 3 players?
That's why you have 20 on a
Yeah, you go three guys.
because of the position.
Yeah, so you can no, I'm saying on the same team, can 2 guys go in the penalty box on your same team?
Yes. Well, if so, let's say you and I are on the same team. I get in a fight. I'm in the box. At the same time, you fight somebody else. You'd be in the box. But a lot of times when there's coincidental penalties, when you fought somebody from there, that you both go in the penalty box and you'll both be in there, but your team doesn't go shorthanded because both teams at the same time took a penalty at the same time. So but you do have to go in the box and serve your penalty.
Okay, but what if there's somebody fights and and I go in the box, and then 5 minutes later you fight, or 2 minutes later you fight and you go in the box? Now,
Yep.
does that other team still have 5 and we got 3 left?
There are times where you take 2 penalties and there would be a 5-on-3, but anytime you're fighting somebody else, both guys are going to go to the box.
Right.
So,
Yeah, because the
what
other
you're, but I
side
think,
too.
Yeah.
yeah, I think what you're asking is if there was one penalty, if you took a penalty for cross-checking, you cross-check, you know, your stick like this and you hit them like that, and now you're in the box. And then I take a hooking penalty or something. Yes, now there's 2 of us in the box, and they have 2-man advantage, a 5-on-3 on the ice.
So has there ever been a 3-man advantage or a 4-man? No.
You can only go down 2 guys. That's the max.
Okay, and that's called a power play.
Power play. You got it.
And the power play lasts only how long the penalty is.
Yep. Usually 2 minutes.
Oh, 2 minutes. Okay. And
There are times you can have a 5-minute major, which is something where you try to hurt somebody, and you can get a 5-minute major, or you cut somebody would be a 4-minute minor. If your stick hits somebody in the face and cuts them and makes them bleed.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You get
What
a
is
4-minute
happening
penalty.
in this game?
I love this game.
What?
Yeah.
This is
so
like crazy.
I want to talk more hockey with you later when Brooke's not here, okay?
You got it.
But thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for coming on the show.
I'm so glad
Brooke,
you did
I
this.
love seeing you. So happy to see you. Lanai, so good to meet you too,
You
buddy.
too. Please tell the wife we said hi.
Say
Will.
hi to everybody.
And I'm gonna see you this season for sure because I'll be in San Francisco.
He's going to stalk you now.
You're coming to a game. I'm having you at a San Jose Shark game.
That'll be so
Stalk
awesome.
you.
Ladies and
You're
gentlemen,
welcome too, Brooke.
Make sure you check out Brett. Are you on the Instagram or the Facebook or any of that stuff? What are you?
Yeah, Bret Hedican at Instagram and
Okay.
Twitter.
And will the new brand be having its own socials? What are the new brands?
Yes,
Socials going to be?
I will. Heady Gear.
Okay.
I will be at the Instagram.
Okay.
And we'll make sure that my website will have all that information as well.
Nice.
All right, we're gonna follow you.
Okay.
Go follow the Heady, you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, let us know some comments. We'll see you guys next time. It's a Hawaii thing. A hui ho.
Mahalo.
It's a Hawaii thing. Whoa. It's a Hawaii.